lately it feels like things have really been slowing down when it comes to story-driven animation in the West. The Gay Owl Show is wrapping up in the spring, the Gay Frog Show wrapped up last year, and everything else with a hint of lore has been thrown in the trunk of a car that promptly accelerated off of a steep cliff. Unless you're on Amazon Prime, they stay winning. And no shade to the more low-key slice-of-life cartoons out there. It's just that the older I get, I really vibe with those shows if they're adult animation, like Smiling Friends, since they innately deal with situations I can relate to a little bit more, like getting crushed by a tree and having to convince the devil himself to give me a second chance at life. But story-driven cartoons have always been different. They have the same appeal that a lot of anime do in my brain, since they scratch the same itch, just with less blood and more jokes. Unless you're on Amazon Prime. So what if I told you that after the Owl House ends, we already have the next big story cartoon? A show that oozes style, with beautiful art and animation, vibrant colors, a bumping soundtrack, a dynamic cast of characters, and the promise of an overarching story. I'm of course talking about... Okay, you know I'm not talking about you. Get out of here. Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. This show has been cooking for a very long time. Like over 5 years long. Originally set to come out in 2020, then getting pushed to 2021, then 2022, and finally rolling out this year, premiering on February 10th, 2023. But why should you care, fellow animation fan? I'm glad you asked. First off, this show is a huge collaborative effort, being produced by not only Disney TVA and Marvel Animation, but also Titmouse, who's brought you shows like The Legend of Vox Machina, Mau Mau, and The Boys Diabolical, alongside Cinema Gypsy Productions by Lawrence Fishburne, and additional animation provided by Flying Bark Productions. The powerhouse that's brought you spectacular animation seen in Rise of the TMNT, Lego Monkey Kid, and the upcoming Avatar projects. This is the Avengers of animation coming together for the sole purpose of cooking up an absolute banger. And see what happens when you hold up long enough to let them cook.
Finally. Some good food.
Just from the trailers and promos, it's evident that they're taking full advantage of the animated medium to elevate this story to heights we haven't seen on Disney in a very long time. Like, don't get me wrong, the Owl House was feeding us with those Ghibli moments when they could. But Moon Girl's use of varied color palettes, snappy character acting, and unique comic book brought to life approach to storyboarding just hits different already. It's like someone scanned my animation-loving brain and cherry-picked the best parts of every aesthetic I adore, rolling it all out into a dinosaur-shaped package. Still not enough for you? How about the fact there's a whole stylized, action-packed skating sequence? Sync to Mother-Lovin' Sweatpants by Childish Gambino? The vibes have never been more immaculate. Fun fact, this scene was actually a proof of concept piece that was pitched to executives at Disney, who obviously was not going to say no to such a work of art, and promptly greenlit the series for development. After watching that, I threw money at it too. But what is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur actually about? Yeah, the animation is beautiful, but as some recent shows have proven, style isn't everything. A good story with engaging characters is always going to be the ticket. To give a quick rundown, Marvel's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, based on Marvel's hit comic books, follows the adventures of 13-year-old super genius Lunella Lafayette and her 10-ton T-Rex, Devil Dinosaur. After Lunella accidentally brings Devil Dinosaur into present-day New York City, the duo works together to protect the city's Lower East Side from danger. Yeah, that's pretty rad. Although I do think this show might be a hard sell to some animation fans, because it is based off an obscure Marvel superhero rather than being an original idea, I think a lot of people are going to give this a look, shrug their shoulders and go, I'm not a Marvel fan. But I wholeheartedly believe this show is going to be something that stands out from its contemporaries, becoming something truly memorable and worth keeping up with. And you will want to keep up with it, because according to executive producer Steve Loader, the show starts out a little episodic as Lunella gets to become Moon Girl, but it becomes serialized early. Loader also stated that they created the show to be for everybody, whether that be kid or adult. I view it as making a movie. It has tons of heart, lots of comedy, incredible action, and great music. Personally, as someone who doesn't know squat about Moon Girl, I don't think we should look at this as just another Marvel show. Instead, we should look at it like we look at something like Spider-Verse. It's not something exclusively for comic fans, but instead something that can stand on its own as just, hopefully, a really good piece of media that happens to use pre-existing characters from comics. The original comic is being used as a springboard and a point of reference for the series, but deviating from the source material in ways that make it suitable for a TV format while still incorporating nods to multiple comic book storylines. There isn't much I have to say about the show, given that it's not out yet, but I really do think this is going to be the show a lot of cartoon fans are going to be raving about after the Owl House is over. And the best part is that we really don't have to wait that long. It comes out like a week after this video is uploaded. But as always, let me know what you guys think about Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Excited? Need to watch an episode before making judgment? Let us know in the comments down below, and keep the conversation going by giving us a follow at OuttrickVox and at Roundtable Vids on Instagram and Twitter. If you enjoyed this video, please sort to like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. See ya!